Alrighty, everybody. This is Rise from the Ashes, the final case of the first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. Here we are in the first day of trials. Let us review, so we don't screw this final case up too bad. Let us review the situation. At 5:12, Edgeworth comes rolling into this parking lot for prosecutors. His car is there on the top right, that one with more detail than the other ones. At 5:15, so like literally a few minutes after Edgeworth has rolled in, here's the result. Okay, well we don't have, well okay, the autopsy doesn't give us specific time, but witness statements have given it 5:15. What's his face? The guy, I can't look at profiles in this, right, Goodman. I don't remember his first name, but Goodman ends up getting knifed, apparently by the chief prosecutor, Lana Skye. At 5:18, Lana Skye makes a call to her little sister, Emma, but it apparently cuts off immediately. Interesting. There's also this mysterious note found in the car trunk. We really didn't have time to think about this too much. It says 627S12-2. Strange. Very strange. I wish it said the time of the day when this happened. Oh, it says here, actually. It's 21st of February. Now, this is 12th of February, if that were a date at the bottom. Unless you flip it upside down? Hold on. Okay, my head is currently almost upside down. I can't quite flip myself. I can't do a handstand. If you look at it upside down, it kind of says 221 SL9. Wow, actually, that's actually really important. I didn't even think about that. I just now thought to do that. That felt stupid, but also felt smart. Weird. Okay, so that might actually be very important, that information. Indeed. Although I don't know what the significance of this is yet. We can't check it. Can't do the analysis thing in court. That's too bad. We got this at the last minute, and then we were shuffled right into the trial, so we can't talk about it. That's annoying. Oh well. Now, here's the witness, Angel Starr. Let's read through her testimony one more time before we start pressing it. And I'll tell you a couple of things I want to tackle her on here. So she says, "Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest." It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. That's a little macabre, Emma, but sure. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Mrs. Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Oh, I forgot to mention, of course, Ms. Starr, in fact, is a former detective herself, or investigator? Well, she worked something with the police anyway, so that's an interesting connection. Apart from being the current lunch lady, working at Lunchland. So here's a couple of things I want to do. I want to press her. I'm going to press her on everything, but the thing I think it's going to work is pressing this point right here. Somehow I always knew the day like this would come. That's curious. Why would you feel that way? We need to ask her about that. Oops. Oh my god, how many times have I done this where I've completely misclicked? You know what, let's just, because literally nothing has happened here, Let's cheat the system a little bit. Look, you'll give me that mulligan, okay? Because literally we've done nothing except do this scroll to the right and look at some items. You'll let me reload that save, right? God damn. Not that I don't hate myself for all these stupid misclicks I keep doing in my thoughts here. Okay, what was I talking about? Yeah, it seems worth it to ask her why exactly she thinks this day would come. The other one is, hold on, where was it? She saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a car, holding a knife in her right hand. She thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I don't know exactly how to work this, but there might be a fallacy here. If I don't hit the wrong button, if we go back to the map. So she was in here in Block B, was where Ms. Starr was, because that's the parking area for guests. I don't know how she was going to get to the security room from there. That's also a weird thing, because there's a fence in the way. There's a door in the bottom right, so it would wrap around somehow to the security room, maybe? I don't know. I'm also a little unclear if she could have seen the chief prosecutor, especially if the chief prosecutor stabbed... Well, we don't really know where she stabbed Goodman. We know that Goodman was dead in the trunk, and that's where the outline was, but I guess we don't know. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about this, but there might be something wrong there. Maybe we'll notice it once we start doing some pressing. But first we'll start with from the beginning, why don't we? This whole bit about... This one's the mysterious one. We've gotta get some answers on this. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Oh, she did gotta throw shade at prosecutors earlier when we chatted her up, didn't she? Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Wow, Edgeworth took that really well. That was huge shade at him. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I just now realized there's also some interesting, contrast here between, Emma and Ms. Starr, you know. Emma being the excited to become an investigator, and Ms. Starr who has been burned on the job, you know. Well, I guess she doesn't hate the job, but she got taken down a peg, apparently, in that position. Okay, so that was interesting, but we can't quite press her any further there. Let's continue doing regular presses while I try to jog my gears in my brain on what the actual move here is. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Good move, Judge. Because, yikes, eh? Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Nothing new there either, I guess. Again, I'm like, how was she going to get to the security box from B block with the fence in the way? But maybe the door at the bottom right would help her go around. A lot of like bolded and red text there, so I think there's something we're supposed to glean from that, but let's continue this game for a moment longer. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say... Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. Interesting, simile? I have no idea what that means. You and me both, Judge, wow. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Bruce Goodman, okay. Good to know. Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard-yellowed and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. That's not helping, Emma. Oh god, let's rip on the judge a little more, shall we? I'm sure that'll get us points. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. That's really weird. Okay, because this is where we get into the interesting area where I'm like, could she have seen this business going down? So let's ask about this. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. Almost like she's setting Edgeworth up there a little bit. Ooh, she does hate prosecutors. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw? You are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed! Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Now that's scientific. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me? I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime... Oh, I got a weird accent there for a moment. I was stuck on the judge. Let's back up a little bit. The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap! I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. That's a little weird. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. If I wanted to nitpick again, we don't see the crime happening in this picture. We don't even see the body. We only see the blood-stained coat of... I don't know, is that even the detective? Is that Goodman's coat, or is that her coat? Anyway, it seems to be very smeared. Why does everyone have black and white cameras in this universe, by the way? Now that I'm thinking about it, this would help a lot if we had, like, color there, so we could tell if that was, I don't know, blood or Nickelodeon green goop. Maybe she was on that show where they dump gross green slime on the contestants like every other round. I don't know. You never know. Okay, well, we got something out of this press. Unfortunately, all we got was more evidence incriminating the guy we're trying to defend. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Not in the picture, Ms. Starr. See, she's not holding anything in this, and don't press E for present, goddammit. Okay, yeah, see? No knife in this picture. That's not gonna help, obviously. She's gonna say that this picture happened right after, she put the knife away or something, but let's go. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. Oh, because they deal with a lot of dead people, I guess. I don't know why otherwise. That's a really weird claim to make. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Huh? Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. God damn it. I need to stop recording before I've eaten, Now I'm getting hungry again from all these food descriptions. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. My goodness. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. Oh god, we reached the end. My goodness. Well then, now we need to start throwing down evidence. But what do we throw down? Because I don't know. One is that the knife isn't in this photo, so I could try chucking down this in that part. One is the floor plans, maybe, to try and, okay, we can try to narrow down items. Let's at least do that. It's not going to be our badge, obviously. Not going to be the ID, I don't think. Nothing really fits here. Not the trophy, no way. Maybe. Not the badger. The autopsy report. Loss of blood, 1 knife wound. Hold on, let's go look at real quickly at this again. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. She thrust the pointed tip of the... Says nothing about him dying instantly, so I probably can't use that. Can't use the autopsy there. Note isn't gonna help. No, the phone probably not gonna help. I feel like it's one of these 2 items we gotta put down. Maybe the knife, but where? Oh, okay, let's try putting the photo down here with the knife thing. Okay. is promising. The music cut out. Wow. Good thing I took a moment to weigh my options there. Huh. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Ooh, salmon swirl. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? I'm contractually obligated to make this joke every time. You know, because Nickelback residuals. Look at this photograph! This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. That's really funny. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Because there's blood on the coat. I talked about that myself. Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Oh my god, I brought that up too. My goodness. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. Except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? I'm sorry, what I'm doing here, I'm shut up completely because I'm weighing my options. I'm wondering if there's something I could say is that it's not blood or something. I might take a hit for this. Oh god, do I try this objection? Because I'm not sure what I would. Let's try. Wait! That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Oh god, that sounds so flimsy, Phoenix, but okay, let's go with that. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. There. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? Open heart surgery, maybe? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Okay, well, since this is the new thing, I can only assume we somehow have to use this to go forward, but how? What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? You know, like driving gloves. That's weak, Wright, weak. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Ow! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Okay. This is familiar. Okay, let's see now. What could help with that? ID card? No. Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors, murder weapon. The only thing I can think is this, that the card, like, how could she have known when Edgeworth would show up? So the parking stub for that, maybe. That's like one thing I can think of, so I'm gonna go with that. I feel like we're not supposed to go back to these other points. These other points are familiar already, and I could be wrong. Like, you have to get 2 blips on these previous parts to then unlock something, maybe. But now I'm overthinking it. Let's go with my first intuition, which was that we now have to work this claim. And the only one I can think of is this parking stub thing. Although... because that's where the knife was. Right, okay, cool. The knife was in the trunk. I think... it doesn't say here, but I think the knife was in the trunk. So, like, she wouldn't have known about the murder weapon. So I'm gonna... No, This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related?
They aren't they?
No, not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
Do I do the knife then? Because, like, yeah, like, I think this is... I feel like I'm onto something, but... Oh, okay. Shit, yeah. Music cut out away. Telltale sign. Yeah. Okay, so I think I was on the right footing. Well, we'll see what Phoenix says, but I just, I picked the wrong item at first. Earning me a harrowing knock. Oh, God. How are we going to survive now? Yikes. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife.
What's with this case?
The bloody murder weapon, red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right?
Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
I see. That's an interesting angle to take, Phoenix. I guess it's kind of what I was thinking, But again, that, she couldn't have known about the knife being there, so...
Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon! Wow, we got to her pretty early in this case. Look at that. She's not feeling it.
Order, order, order!
Great! Now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Oh, Emma, you jinxed us. Oh god, Edgeworth. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Oh, what? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Oh, the defendant Lana Skye murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. Oh my god, what courtroom drama. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Wow, this is so weird. She's like showboating her own detective skills in the middle of this trial where she's a witness. Fascinating. This is really interesting. You know, I was saying that the case was, it was fine. It wasn't like a drop down from the previous cases. That was my fear of this extra case being lesser to the previous ones. But this is actually fascinating, this character play going on here right now. I really dig this. It makes me wonder, of course, did she do it, Is this somehow all of her doing to... Because, there's so much where she's trying to get back at these people, and now she's, trying to show off. That seems crazy enough to also warrant killing a person, but too early, I think, to really make a call like that. Let's see where this goes. Really now?